Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are, and welcome to Mini Indie Game Reviews, a place where I will be reviewing indie games that are quick, sweet, and straight to the point. Today we're going to be looking at amemoirblue, which is the debut title coming from the developers Cloister Interactive, a studio located within New York City and was published through Annapurna Interactive. These are the same publishers that brought us the titles like Solar Ash, Cocoon, and many other awesome indie games. Today we're going to be rocking out with the PlayStation version, so let's get into it. To put it simply, the story of amemoirblue tells the tale of a woman and her journey to find understanding in retrospect of her present day. In other words, she recollects memories of her past days as a girl, pivotal moments throughout her life, and relationships primarily with her mother, which helped shape the present grown-up woman we play as. Memoirblue's art direction is quite unique, as it appears to be somewhat of a dream or abstract representation of our main character's various stages in life. At first glance, everything starts off within the three-dimensional direction, but you begin to see a whole lot of 2D art direction being implemented as well. What I do find interesting is how the game makes the clear distinction between the grown-up version of the main character, which is in 3D, versus how the younger version is represented within the innocent 2D drawing. The emotional cues represented in the facial expressions, giving the context clues relaying to the viewer a more, relatable human response to the life situations that you discover. How the 2D and 3D aspects mingles together in these beautiful environments makes all the moments magical, from the vibrant and serene moments to the times of sadness and gloom, to the times of character growth, and lastly to the times of coming to terms with various revelations. Amemoirblue captivates its players. It really has no reason looking this beautiful, but it does, and it's quite memorable. Memoirblue is a heavily narrative-driven point-and-click game which will see the player interacting, moving, and turning various objects to solve puzzles, discover, or unveil moments to push the story forward. At first, when each puzzle or challenge is presented, it could make the player feel a little bit lost, but after a moment, they will quickly understand what to do next if they pay attention and experiment here and there. The sound design found in amemoirblue is done quite well. One of the main elements associated throughout this game is water, which is probably the reason why the word blue is being incorporated within its title. In that regard, this game sounds great. Now that I think about it, majority of the sound design is centered around the elements of a natural environment, whether it be, yes, water, but also thunder, movement of objects, and the weather. Majority, if not all attention, seems to be focused around the music though. The original soundtrack was done by Joel Correlitz, a composer and sound designer who has contributed his expertise to some gaming titles, popular and indie. You have titles like Death Stranding, Mortal Kombat 1, Halo Infinite, Solar Ash. We did a review on that game some time back that you should check out. Shameless plug. Alright, so where were we? Oh yeah, Eastward, and even that title I am really looking forward to. It's another game that's coming from the same people that created Solar Ash, Hyper Light Breaker baby. Can't wait for that one. Now what Joel brings to amemoirblue is a peaceful and memorable experience that probably sets the gripping atmosphere for which the story of this game is told. When I looked at the track list, even the names of the songs sounds comforting. Songs like I'm There Too, who has Imogen Williams providing her unique vocals as a songstress, blessing this track in such a way that it again, it's like an audio hug of assurance that things would, be okay. As a matter of fact, Imogen Williams, along with E. Hillman, a talented music producer of his own right who has arranged and done work for games like Ashen, make their contributions that are just, well, yes. But you can see what I mean by checking out the project for yourself. Links will be in the description below. A Memoir Blue is short, but boy does it hit you in the feels. Oh, and I forgot to mention just how beautifully realistic some of these graphics hold up. Witnessing some of these items you interact with has a level of detail that is quite astonishing. Other than that, the impact of watching this lady understanding why she is the way she is resonates, brings out the imperfections and the very essence of being human. This game touches on subjects such as parenting and how difficult it can be, especially as a single parent. I mean, the sacrifices that they have to make and the hardships that they have to endure just for the sake of their child not having to suffer, but instead hope that they can have a better life in spite of the unfair and oftentimes cruel circumstances. If anything, this is the game that teaches and at least tries to drive home the importance and revelations that come with maturity. In this case, it's going backwards in order to move forward. Yeah, I know that statement sounds a bit contradictory, but what I mean by that is that one's reality and how they view things changes with time. So for the sake of clarity, one must reflect to discover why things are the way they are. A good example would have to be our main character, who at the present time is an adult. She has to revisit moments where she was a girl to acknowledge the causes of why her mother behaved and made the choices that she made. Oftentimes, a child can only comprehend what is relevant to their understanding at that developmental stage. What one may perceive to be negative in their younger days may actually serve as their best interest for them, which may never come into realization until they get much older. But yeah, A Memoir Blue is definitely a memorable experience I recommend people to have at least once. This game is now available for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One Series S and S, and Steam for PC for no less than like $10. And until next time, be safe out there, and peace y'all.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit up that notification bell, and I gotta go.